Boxing Voice.
Now, Bernard, a lot of people are looking at this fight, and to me it kind of reminds me of Garcia versus Matisse, where everyone said Matisse was the boogeyman and Garcia had no shot. And a lot of people are saying the same thing about Kovalev. He's the boogeyman, he's the killer, he's the destroyer. Do you see the similarities, and how sweet it's going to be when you prove those people wrong and you show people that, you know what, I can beat the bully, I can beat the boogeyman. He's not the boogeyman.
Well, there's two questions in that, maybe three, but I definitely deal with the two. The first one is, when a man has a record and he has 90+% knockout ratio, and we can forget names and what faces that he knocked out, they don't look at that when they see that. We live in a country that says, voice, that violence is something that's not tolerated, but we love it. We love it. We love it so much we can create it every now and then when we want to start things. So boxing is no different than what make people be led to one thing to another, because they are so used to this wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and not looking at the art and the skill that can diffuse, take from, cut off, stop from being what it used to be or what it like to be. Defuse. Haven't they learned yet? No. Human beings are the most hard-headed people out of all the creatures that walk this earth, that you got to go beyond to be able to say, and still they won't get it, some. And so when they say these things, it doesn't hurt me. It just motivated me to be able to do what I've been motivated to do time and time again. And they so caught up in their non-belief of that they got here by accident, or they've been grown from a soil and became human beings that they don't have no God-fearing, no spiritual background to even know divine order is supposed to happen and will happen. They ain't as deep as I am. So when they fight those things that they are controlled, that they are the gods that make the calls, and they are the gods that make the decisions, and we change the rules, we change the books, we change what it used to be, because you know what? We are the gods. I have to prove to them every now and then, and I've done it more than once, as you mentioned an hour ago, that they're not who they think they are. And yes, they get a little angry. You might get sued. You might get lied on. You might get, you might not get no really, they'll get the next man acting like an idiot or telling you everything he has, which is his business. And they'd rather promote ignorance than promote me or anybody else that talks like me. Listen to the mindset of this wicked world, man. Think about it. This is knowledge that I get from the life that I've lived and the books that I read and the studies that I read. I'm not talking like the average pug or pugilist or somebody that's talking about, man, I'm gonna knock him out and then go buy me a Rolls Royce. See, I'll get promoted more if I talk like that. But when I look at the Kirk Floods of the world, when I look at the Jim Browns of the world, the Muhammad Ali, Dead Khan never called me a nigga. See, these statements, my kids will hear that quote. When I'm dead, when they're grown, they were like, who's that? Who said that, Daddy? And I got to say, long after he go, that was a man named Muhammad Ali. That was a man named Bernard Hopkins. Well, why no one else stood up like he did, Daddy? Why nobody else stood up like she did, Daddy? Because Rosa Parks wasn't 6'5". She wasn't 190 pounds. She was a small, frail lady even when she was young. But she did what a lot of Negroes didn't do back then. She didn't go in the back of the bus. And I've been riding the bus when I was riding one, the Scepter. When I was riding one, I could sit in the front. It wasn't because they felt sorry for us because we had blisters and we had to go to the back. It's because a little lady down south said, hold up for a minute. I'm not going back there. My feet hurting. You have to make change, and then it takes certain people to make those changes. Everybody don't have the spirit that I have, and maybe yourself, because I don't know you. But when you got the spirit that no matter what, money can't change it, I got enough money. I can keep my mouth shut 10 years ago and never said it. I talk more now, and I ruffle the feathers and go against the grain even more than I did when I was broke. So what did that tell the smartest people with these degrees? These gods of the world, because they can control somebody's life, because they got the power to do these things, that I'm different. I'm different. And to be different, you're going to look strange among strange of normal people. I'm supposed to be different. I'm supposed to look different. I'm supposed to teach my kids to be different. And when you do these things, you pass on a generation beyond me. You look further in the distance and not just now. And that's been my thinking. And that's why Kovalev won't be an easy fight. It won't be a cakewalk. You know why? It's because I'm fighting two systems. I'm fighting the physical one, and I'm fighting the political one. I'm fighting the one that says we want to see this joker, well, let me use the right language. We want to see this nigga on the ground for the first time, looking at the stars, his trainer taking out his mouthpiece, and we told him he should retire. See what happened to him. Forget all the other fights I won, the 2 Pascal fights, at least one they gave me. Forget Karl Marat. Forget the other fights. Forget breaking Foreman's record. Forget all that. We told you. See, you look at him. But you know what, though? I got something for Lucifer. I've been fighting Lucifer for a long time. And listen, I got to fight Lucifer every now and then to try to creep in my mind and mess with my spirit. And he comes all ways. He comes as family members, friends, with you, but really not with you. Oh, I fight Lucifer every day. I'm supposed to, because I know what side I'm on. I'm on the right side. He's on the left side. And it comes in many forms, man. Many forms. So they would sit, and HBO will have one of the highest ratings because the movement now is, I'm with this man. And the other movement is, we want to see him on the ground like a worm. We want to see him on the ground, and we want to promote Kovalev as our savior. We don't care if he's from Russia, Germany, or China. We love him right now, and we'll love him more if he can do what hasn't been done, because with this voice and this knowledge and this experience, I'm a bigger threat later on than I've been now. Listen, I'm going to say this and I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to say this one more time. I am a bigger threat. With this spirit, this experience, this mindset, and who I am, they need me silenced. See, a while ago, they'll put somebody in a room, and they'll get rid of me quick. Or they'll find some kind of scandal, some kind of, you're in a room with a 13-year-old, something that messed your credibility up, and you won't even be interviewing me right now. See, they need the dirt part. They don't care about relationships. You had a wife, you don't got a wife. That stuff, who ain't getting divorced? They don't care about that. It's a 90% ratio in America, so they ain't no big news no more. They put it up and take it out. It don't make no difference. But they need a scandal. Now, what do he like? Do he drink? Man, that joker don't drink. Yeah, orange juice. Well, what did he do? Do he hang out? Do he like to spit something up his nose? He like to snort? What do he like to do? What do he do? These fighters, these athletes. He got some kind of habit. He got something that we can exploit. Because this guy can turn out to be the way he speaks. I mean, he's been boxing all these years, and he sounds like some college student. He sounds like some professor. He sounds like if this guy get loose, in the right connection, in the right spirit, tie him in that will use him in a way, because he won't let nobody misuse him, but he be used in a way where he becomes bigger. That's the threat. The threat ain't whether I can beat Kovalev or not. I've proven them wrong more than right, so they know that they kind of hedging their bet. It's called hedging your bet, right? But there's always a chance that we can get him this time. He's a little older. But the biggest threat that they are afraid of is this dialogue that we having on the phone now, and the way I'm talking, and the way I think. And there's a lot of people that's going to listen to this interview and understand that they agree, even when they disagree with me earlier in life, they agree with me now. I don't get upset. I don't get upset because I'm not ignorant, and maybe they ain't putting the mass media behind me to make me look like amongst the sport and play of this world. My ego ain't tested. I don't feel shame about that because I know the same footage that they use now, they'll lose later on if you fall off the mountain. They did it to Mike Tyson. They did it to a lot of other fighters we can name. And you got to give blame to the blame, too. They set you up, they'll laugh and smile and pat you on the back, tell you how great you is, kiss your ass. But then you wonder why they taping everything, because they're going to show it 15, 10 years, however long it takes. The worldwide rights that you sign over, it's going to be in the archives. It become a movie and a story now. Unbelievable. But you know what? No foul, no play. I understand. That's a word that makes sense. When you really don't understand, I understand. I might not agree with you. See, understanding don't mean I agree with you. I just understand. I understand.
The Boxing Voice.